Good morning, everybody. I am going to take you on a quick little tour of the garden. You see this tarp here is because we had a lot of heavy rain here in North Texas. It's been insane over the past couple of months. But let's take a look. My grape vine was just a teeny tiny little stick not too long ago. And so now my grapes are actually growing and they're trellising up. And even this one too. They were very, very little. I lost a lot of my squash and my zucchini because of the rain. It just kind of killed it out. But when I started pruning everything back, I want to say about a week later, I started seeing some growth in here. And I want to say a zucchini. I'm so excited. Finally, finally, finally. Anyway, I've had such a struggle trying to grow my zucchini. As you can see, some of it started dying back because of the bad weather. So I need to get in there and prune all of that away as well. I have tomatoes growing pretty much everywhere because they weren't doing so well at first and I got nervous. So I started replanting and you'll see bush beans in some areas here. I have more tomato plants over here. We had a struggle with our little fig tree. Also, we thought he was dead because of the bad weather, but he started sprouting up. So I feel like he's probably going to take about a year or two to really get where he needs to be. And that's totally fine. We will let him do what he needs to do to produce. But we've been plucking our bush beans quite a bit, which is really good. We've harvested off of them at least 8 times. So I'm going to just see what they do, if they die back or what they do. Over here in this area are our potatoes. We have sweet potatoes right here, banana potatoes right here that are dying back. They were the very first potato bed that we actually put out here. My husband built these beds. Any bed you see in my garden, my husband actually built for me. And with the potato beds, they don't have bottoms. We actually set them on cardboard. So it'll be easier to move. And so what I'm going to do is take the drill and drill the nails off the sides to get the dirt to come forward onto cardboard so that we don't lose any soil. So the flowers came on this one and they've actually died off, which is totally fine. But now the rustic, I see flowers have popped up on these, which is really, really good. So that tells me we are growing potatoes in that bed. I have recently just harvested a lot of tomatoes. I'll show you those in a different clip. But I have to come back out here and harvest more because we got some big ones going on back in there. And I have a really ginormous, meaty tomato that's in the house right now. I'm so excited to actually eat him. What I'm going to do is end up making tomato soup and a no-knead rustic bread. So that's going to take probably a good 18 hours to proof up. But these are more tomatoes here. And you see the big, big tomato. I didn't realize who was determinate or indeterminate. And when I first planted them, and I never paid attention to the package of seeds. So, we're just going to see what everybody do. Nobody's gotten taller than that. And they've been out here for quite a while. So that's good. Moving on to my pepper bed here. My husband is so excited about his, if you can see them, his Megatron peppers are all coming up. That's going to be great. The rainbow peppers are coming up. And it looks like we have some New Mix lemon peppers are coming up. So there are these over here, if you can see that. Anyway, we're really excited about the new harvest because that's soon to come because the weather, like I say, has just not been favorable for us. And over here, you see I am growing from seed some onions and they're getting pretty thick at the roots, which is really good. Occasionally throughout the beds, you'll see some Fort Hook chard or some lettuce, and that's because I've found little bitty bits of them, and I was like, let me just plant and see. I've harvested off of these quite a bit too, which is totally fine. I just did yesterday. I have green onions in there. I have a bunch of garlic here. That's great. And you'll see a lot of herbs in my beds, because I love herbs. I love to cook. So, what better way than to grow them in your garden, right? So we have a bunch of sage and thyme. Oh, look at these bell peppers. They're coming back up. I just harvested one of my bell peppers off of here, and I see two are coming back, which is really good. I'm happy to see that. And then, of course, you'll see more herbs. More herbs. Now, I originally started planting in these black bags, and let me tell you, the reason why they look so skimpy is because I purchased soil from Home Depot, and it ended up turning my food into, or my soil into clay, which was really, really horrible. And this tomato bed right here was the very first tomato bed that we actually did the soil with. Didn't realize that it was literally suffocating our bed. So we're just letting it continue to just grow. I don't want to pick them out because, as you can see, they're still being fruitful and providing fruit. And see, there's a tomato, and again, here's the tomatoes I picked off of this area. So I don't want to just destroy it or anything. I want to make sure I can keep as much as I can, and we'll just go from there. You'll see a lot of basil and mint and chocolate mint, spearmint. I have a lot of mints in my garden. Like, there's a big huge mint tub right here. I love it in my teas, and just for just mental healing. To me, mint tea is great. So, and here's another bush bean bed that is kind of skimpy because, again, we've harvested bush beans for quite a while now, and I'm actually happy. My husband, oh, look at my kale bed. I've definitely got a lot of kale in the refrigerator and the freezer. I've been eating kale for days. But he built these wood beams up the garden beds here because we had to tarp everything from all that bad rain that was coming. We had a huge thunderstorm that just pretty much knocked down all of my pepper plants. I didn't think anything was going to survive. So, but it did, after I got a couple of bamboo sticks to pick them up. So over here on the opposite side, and you'll see we have a wasp problem. So we've been keeping those around the yard as much as we can. Luckily, we haven't gotten any bees on them or butterflies, thank goodness. But wasp, yes. Flies, yes. So over here in the garden bed, I made the mistake and put 3 little tomato plants that were definitely determinate tomato plants over here in my lettuce bed, because my husband said they got to go somewhere. We got to put them somewhere before it's too late. They're suffocating. And so we stuck them in there. They were wee little, and we stuck them in there a couple of weeks ago, and now they're doing good. As you see, my lettuce bed is really skimpy, and I have some peppers over in here too, but they're really skimpy because I just harvested yesterday and just, cleaned them up and stored them away. But they're going to get bushy again because I've gotten lettuce, I've gotten collard greens, I've gotten chard out of this bed the past 3 weeks. I've just been getting it. I mean, my refrigerator and freezer are full of green items, green. So that is that. This area of the yard we're actually going to clean up. We originally started out over here, but right now I use this tub that we no longer use for storage. He's going to break that one down and get rid of the wood because we don't need it. The rosemary, he said, let's just keep it in this bed because it's been doing wonderful. I haven't had any issues. I keep getting bugs all over me. I haven't had any issues with my rosemary bush. Again, this soil, it messed up my corn that I was harvesting. It was it's very hard clay corn, or not hard clay corn. It's hard clay dirt that suffocated my corn. So the roots didn't have, much space to continue to, to help the plant grow energy and, just be sufficient with everything, it destroyed my corn. So we've just been letting the corn die back. We're going to get rid of all the corn. We're going to start it over. We're going to figure out what to do with the dirt, and move forward. I even put sunflower seeds in here just to see what'll happen. And the clay soil killed that too. So, but that is the garden so far. We have mint, or not mint, but lemon balm on the porch. Lemon balm on the porch over here too. I found out that they were mosquito repellent, but they're also really good, herbs to have for medicinal purposes as well. But anyway, that is the current garden that we have. And we are going to be doing some cattle panel, I believe is what it is, to do a trellis, more in the middle area of the yard. And then he's going to actually create me a walkway. So we have a lot of remodeling we need to do actually to the yard. Everything that you see garden wise is going to stay where it's at. But we do have more to come because, I feel a vibe in my yard and I really want it to stay, and I want to feel good about everything that I have going on in this yard. Oh, and we planted our tree about 3 years ago, and it was wee little. It was like 3 feet tall. And no, I don't want to say 3 feet tall. He was about, let's say 6 feet tall. He was 6 feet, not three. And all of a sudden, look at that big boy maple tree. It was definitely a small tree. It was small, but he's been feeding it. He's been watering it. The sun has been loving it. And so it's doing the most. But that's my garden, y'all. And I will show you, like I say, in another video of the recent harvest that I've done on the tomatoes. All right. Bye.